Good morning and welcome to Community Roundtable, a free public service brought to you on AM 1590 KDJS. If you're a member of a nonprofit organization and would like to be featured on the program, call the KDJS Newsline at 320-235-2900. That's 320-235-2900.
It is Community Roundtable time once again. Sunday morning, Al Sheldon here. We're on AM 1590 and on FM 105.7 in Willmar. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, on the internet, k-musicradio.com, our website. Young lady here whose name is Andrea. Last name again?
Limoges.
And we're talking barn theater today. This is going to be fun because we've got a production coming up in February that is going to be extremely entertaining. Andrea, thanks for bringing some of the troupe in here to chat with us a little bit today. What's the name of the production going to be?
It's called Suds, a 1960s musical opera.
1960s musical opera. Could you explain that?
Well, it's all music from the 1960s, all layered together through medleys, and it's going to be a whole decade of music from different kind of artists.
Wow. Big cast?
We have 5 in the cast.
5 in the cast, lots of singing. Where do you find these talented people at?
This community, they have them.
It's amazing. The Barn Theater's been around for quite a while, and they've had some tremendous production. A lot of music, not only singing, but playing, in addition to acting, whether it's comedy, drama, murder, mystery, whatever the case may be. They've all happened there. How did you decide on a musical, and where'd it come from?
Well, the Barn Theater throws on 2 musicals per year, so this is the February production. Every year they get together through a playwriting community meeting and decide which musical would be best for the community. So they chose a lot of 1960s themes this year.
Mm-hmm. And, you're directing?
No, that would be my husband, Matt Hegdahl.
Okay. Tough job. A lot of time put in. How many nights a week?
Oh, right now, 4 to 5.
Is it a long night? I mean, an hour, 2, 3 hours?
It really just depends. Normally it's 3 to 4 hours, but towards the end it could get longer.
Is there a lot of staging, a lot of prop work to do?
Well, it's staged in a laundromat, so there's going to be a lot of laundry and maybe some magical things because there is an angel element to the story.
Interesting. Yeah, laundry would be the easy part of the staging, I would imagine. Not as much carpentry to do then, right? You have a lot of guys that work backstage, off the show, so to speak, behind the scenes. We
have someone doing lights, someone doing sound, and then my husband is also doing the set, the building of the set.
Who's the sound man? Just out of curiosity.
I know Bob. He educated us on how to do the lights. Now we have a new volunteer running sound.
I was going to say, with a musical, I mean, sound, pretty important.
Yes.
Always important, but with music now. Is it recorded music that gets sung along to? Is it just vocals with no music track? What's going on? It is
a tracks. So we have we are operating under the new mic system. It's been a year since we've gotten the mics at the barn. So we have a tracks, and we're going to sing it with the microphones. And
these are wireless headset type.
Yes.
Type mics, no handheld or no boom stands. That
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're singing. Are we dancing a lot?
We're singing. We're dancing. We're acting. We're doing it all.
Again, talented cast of people here that we're going to have to get to meet. Closest to you is Aubrey. Aubrey, why don't you step up here, say hi.
Hello.
Is this your first production at the theater?
At the barn? No, this is my 3rd production at the barn.
What were the other 2 that you were involved with?
I was in Why Do Fools Fall in Love last winter, and then I was also in The Addams Family a couple years ago.
What makes you want to volunteer? You love the stage? How'd you get started?
I was in my first show. I was in like 8th grade, and I had just loved going to see shows, and I decided that I would like to be on stage performing.
And here you are, 3rd time around. Is this a tough one?
Yeah, there's a lot of music in the show, a lot of harmonies, and when you're such a small cast, you don't really have people to help cover when you don't know things. So you just kind of have to know all of it.
Is it tough memorizing the lyrics?
Yes, definitely.
It would be tough for me. And you know, there are people that just know every song in the book, too. And those people blow me away.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. I think the difference, too, is that this is stuff from the 60s. And although I know some of it, there's a lot of it that I'm super unfamiliar with.
I made the wisecrack recently that there are people that know the words to songs they've never heard.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. What part do you sing? Are you lead vocals on any of the tunes?
Yeah, it kind of switches between all of the actors. We all kind of get a chance to be the lead vocalist in some of the songs, and then on the other songs, we're singing backup. Yeah,
and harmony you got to have an ear for.
Yeah, definitely.
That is a trick.
I don't think, the crazy thing, too, is typically you'll sing like soprano or alto, a lower or a high part, but with this show, we all kind of share all of it. You sing some low stuff, you sing some high stuff.
You show your range off a little bit.
Yep. Hopefully you have one.
Yeah. Tell me about some of the songs you're doing. What songs are they? Can we spill the beans on what the names of the songs are?
Some of the more popular ones that people might be familiar with would be Respect. Oh gosh, help me out, guys. Mr. Postman. I Will Follow Him.
Chapel of Love.
Yep, Chapel of Love.
Wow, you've got some classics there. Early
Yep.
60s, mid 60s, somewhere in that range. Even the 50s.
Yep.
I'm thinking the Marvelettes and Mr. Postman. That's got to go back to late 50s, maybe 1960 or somewhere in that era, you know. Fun songs, though. You're going to bring back a lot of memories for people with these, you know.
Yep, I think there'll definitely be something for everyone in this show.
Now, the acting side of it, when you're not singing, I mean, are we going to see some lightheartedness, some comedy out of you? Or?
Oh, definitely. It's been pretty fun so far. I don't know that I've ever been able to get through a scene and take the whole thing seriously so far, just because it's so silly.
Is it you thinking of something, or is it somebody else with a line cracking you up?
Usually someone else cracking me up.
And are they doing that on purpose, or is that part of the show?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, maybe have a little fun with you, eh?
Yep.
Oh, good time. Yeah, I think of days in radio for all these years, or being on stage in a band, and something happens internally that no one else watching or listening would know about, and you're trying to keep a straight face. Mm-hmm. That can be tough, but you look like you could do it.
I hope so. Ooh, I had some practice. In Addams Family, I played Wednesday Addams. I didn't crack a smile the entire show. So.
Well, Wednesday's pretty sober.
Yeah, if I could do that, then I think I can make it through.
Yeah, did you ever want to grin when Lurch came in? I mean,
absolutely, all the time. Or Fester, too. He was pretty funny.
Anybody that's watched that show, you can hear the voice. You can hear Lurch. You could just and Lurch never talked much.
Nope.
He basically had that moan, groan, whatever noise he made, you know. Let's get Gabriel up here. Thank you very much. That was Aubrey Ross, by the way. Gabriel Ryland, who's here with his hand warmer once again as well. What do you have this morning, sir?
This is some tea. It's supposed to help me find my inner balance, I believe. Yeah.
Well, you're looking vertical. You're doing good. It's balanced you out very well. Nicely done. Inner balance. That was some special tea. It's not green, I guess.
It's green tea.
It is green. All right.
Yeah. It's got some spices in there. Yeah. It's all right.
See, as we're recording, you see, you guys came into the station here, and it's like 1 above 0. And there's a little breeze, and wind chill's 15 below, and it might snow. And this was earlier in the week when we recorded here. Gabriel, your background in theater. Tell us about it.
My background in theater? Well, when I was born, the doctors were crying. That was my big start, really.
Did somebody slap them or what?
No. Well, I suppose I really started back in middle school. My family always had an interest in theater, but I think nowadays I'm the biggest one in my family when it comes to that. Yeah, when I moved here, mostly I was doing stuff down at the college, but recently I've been doing quite a bit of stuff at the barn here. I think this would be my 4th one in total.
Nicely done, yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you talk college, where'd you go?
The Ridgewater College,
mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you did some production out there?
Yep.
All right. High school stuff, background there?
High school, yes. All of them back in high school.
Nah, just curious what kind of stuff you did. Musicals in high school or dramas? Or
There were a couple of musicals. There was like an Elvis jukebox musical that I loathed. I do love Elvis, though. Don't get me wrong on that.
were you Elvis then, the lead character?
No. I was the father. Yeah.
You were Mr. Presley.
Something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be fun. Go back to your grade school days. I mean, we all had grade school parts in pageants and plays. What was your first part?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Like a munchkin in the Wizard of Oz, probably. I don't know. I still could probably play that part.
That's Gabriel is 6'5", 240. Okay, not. You remind me of a good friend of mine, actually, in size and stature. And you could be a munchkin. But
Excellent.
You're taller than the munchkins, though.
Yeah, I would been the one of the tall munchkins, a part of the taller guild. I forget their names, but that one.
I don't recall them either.
Nah.
The Lollipop Guild is all they are, right?
Yep.
Talking with Gabriel Ryland once again. Gosh, I'm thinking back to when I was in grade school. I think I was a tree.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was a great part. I didn't have a lot of movement. Didn't say anything either. You just stand there and don't mess things up, Al. Okay, I didn't,
Yeah, well, don't beat yourself up. It takes conviction.
Yeah. I think they wanted to convict me back then of being a tree that moved too much, This part, as far as coming up at the Barn Theater in February, what are you doing?
What am I? So in this play, the male parts are... There's 6 or 7 of them, and they're supposed to be played by all the same person, but we decided to split them up into 2. So I played half of the male characters. Laundry repairman would be 1. We've got Milt Dudman, who is the pinnacle of masculinity, as everyone refers to him, just around sets. And then there's
the
Johnny.
line doesn't pop up in the play then, does it?
No. Yeah, and then we got Johnny Angel, who's kind of my biggest part of the 3. He's like a secret agent, heavenly guy that just comes in and does stuff. Yeah.
Does Johnny Angel happen to sing and play guitar or something too then?
Well, he sings, most certainly. Yeah, if we weren't doing canned music, I would really like to play the saxophone. One of the songs I sing is James Brown, I Feel Good.
All right.
But unfortunately, we're doing off of track, so I didn't get to play saxophone there, so I'm a little sad.
All right. Everybody's waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Let's hear you scream like James Brown quick there.
Oh, gosh, this is too...
You got the tea going. You're balanced.
Hold up. Just...
All right. There's Gabriel taking a swig of green tea.
Ow!
There you go.
That was my best shot. That's all I can do right
now.
now.
That's not bad. It's 7:38 in the morning or whatever it is,
It might be better later. Just
Then you got to, I think of that scream you just did, and the song I Feel Good comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then your sax part.
Yep.
Can't argue with that. All right. What do you do when you're not on stage? Day job.
Just kind of sit around and think about life. I don't know.
I need to do that. I need to do more of that. I think that's good advice for everybody. Sit around and just ponder.
That's right.
Yeah, ponder things, Down the road, I mean, you got a great musical coming up here in February once again. Do you try to be in one production a year, 2, 3? What do you do?
So far, well, oh my gosh. So I've been in the past several barn theater plays because I loathe myself, I suppose, as far as my free time and stuff goes. So yeah, no, I guess if it sounds fun, I'll try to be in it as long as I can make the time. My normal work schedule, recently, has been pretty good about it because I work in the mornings, rehearsals are at night, so I'm able to go. So sometimes just hey, this sounds fun, I'll do it, and then
Is memorization tough for you? You're talking songs, talking lines, everything encompassed there.
No. I'm kind of known to be the guy that memorizes a speech on the way up to the event, that sort of thing. But this one, there's a lot more to it than just the lines. You've got the notes, the rhythms, the dance moves, and the music. So it's a lot more difficult. So, I'll actually have to take some time and actually memorize my part when I'm not out there,
Well, if our front office person was here right now, we would have her with her phone videoing all of you doing a little dance move just so we could put on our website and people can see what's going on. And, there you go. Yeah, you got the boot moves, the leg kick.
Yeah.
It's like a future rockette.
Excellent.
Gabriel, thanks for sitting in there for a couple minutes and chatting, man.
Thank you.
What a blast. Let's get Kirsten Campbell over here now. Come over here, young lady. And I say young because how old are you?
I am 21.
Okay, step up to the microphone a little bit closer. You got a softer voice. Remember to project. You're on stage, even though we don't have a stage here. We got a rubber plastic mat, whatever it is. All right, 21. Well, you're a young-looking 21. I took you for like 19 and a half.
I've been told that, yeah.
What do you do in the play? What's your part?
Well, I'm not one of the actors. I am the stage manager. So I'm the one backstage making sure that everything isn't wreaking havoc and
you get to
everything's
tell
running
people what to
smoothly.
do and keep them in line,
Yeah.
huh? Let's hear your get in line voice.
Oh dear. I don't think I can do
That's
it.
all right. Yeah, you don't want everybody behind you going, hey. So is it a tough job?
It really depends on the actors, and these guys, no, it's not very difficult at all.
These guys are okay to work with here? They're all
Yeah.
good? They're all good? Even Gabriel?
Well, I mean,
He's making faces right now.
Yeah.
He's behind you. Fun work. Is this your first work at the barn? Or?
this is my first time as stage manager for it. I was an actor in Flaming Idiots, and I've done random sound and light board stuff for them before. And
So you're pretty well-rounded at this stuff here, huh?
a little bit, I guess.
Sound and light board's tough to pick up?
Not really. I really enjoy it.
Fun stuff. I like sound and light boards. I may not be good at everything like that, but we've got stuff here that I play with, Good times, yeah. What do you think about? Would you rather be on stage? Would you rather be behind the scenes?
I think I'd rather be behind the scenes. Yeah, because, I don't know, as much as I enjoyed being an actor in Flaming Idiots, I really missed being backstage and making sure everything was running back there.
Tell me the craziest thing that's ever happened that kind of went south and you had to recover.
Dear.
Is there anything good we can talk about?
Yes, for one of the performances at the college, there was two sides to the stage where actors would enter after the intermission. And I was on one side hanging out with the actors because I was doing more stuff on that side. And then one of the other actors from the other side came up to me and was like, wait, where are all the other actors? And I'm like, what? So I run back there and I didn't look hard enough. So they were there, but I couldn't see them. So I was freaking out thinking that half of my actors weren't ready for the second part of the play. Oh, dear. Yeah.
But it turned out okay.
It did, yes.
Everything went good. You ever have the lights accidentally shut off or the sound
Yeah.
go kaputs?
Yeah, that's happened before as well.
What do you do then?
Just keep going and hope that it works out.
Something got unplugged, you plug it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, I think anybody who's had anything to do with some form of entertainment has got a story like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what level that you may be at. It brings to mind a story. There's a country group that's been around since the 80s, Sawyer Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Very good band. Ton of hits, a ton of number one hits through 2.5 decades. Talking to their drummer one day, I said, Joe, give me a stage story. He's like, oh, man, it's just, sitting up there on the drum riser, and my stool went off the back of the drum riser, and down he went. Didn't get hurt. They just kept on going. He got back up, and you don't stop the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, things happen. No matter where you're at, What do you look at as far as down the road again? I know we talked about this just a couple minutes ago, but just looking ahead, when you say you want to be behind the scenes more, do you look at directing someday?
I don't know about directing per se. I like not being quite at the top, just a little bit under. So it's not completely my fault if things go wrong.
Let somebody else take the heat.
Yeah.
There you go. Kirsten Campbell's got it down. Hey, I like that. All right, good stuff. Last but not least here, out of the corner she comes. Here's Kayla. How are you?
Hi, I'm okay.
Yeah, you're not taking the jacket off. You're not warmed up yet. The mittens are still on.
Yeah, I walk outside and I instantly freeze, so I'm not taking these guys off.
and a neck full of keys on a lanyard. That makes you look important. So what do you have at the theater? What are you doing?
I'm actually kind of the lead character. So
The lead character.
I'm the first person you see on stage, and hopefully I don't make you leave as soon as I walk on.
What's the name of your character?
Cindy.
Pardon?
It's Cindy.
Cindy, all right. Yeah. And what does Cindy do?
She's like the manager, like the main person that's working at this laundromat, and she kind of gets into some trouble, and then some other people walk in on her and try to help her out, so...
This is just crazy to me. A laundromat musical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're dealing with, again, the era of the 50s, late 50s into the 60s for songs and everything. What's your favorite song to sing? You got more than one, I guess. Yeah, I got like 12.
Yeah, I like music too much to have a favorite, really. But when we all get together and have, like, good meshing harmonies, then it's all like, ooh, that's really nice. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of good highlights in there, that's for sure.
And the harmonies are working out okay? They're coming along?
As far as my ears can tell, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, as far as I know. And they look at me and go, we don't trust you. Oh, there's got to be fun. Now, working with recorded music, the timing factor, I mean, you can't be off. Mm-hmm. The music's not going to be off unless somebody hits the off switch. I mean, if Kirsten hits the switch and it shuts off, then it's off.
Right.
But no, that's got to be a trick. A lot of rehearsal. How's it been going?
Well, I think it's going pretty smoothly so far. I believe we're right where we need to be.
How many rehearsals before showtime? February 10th, was it? Was that the first date?
7th.
February 7th. So, not far away.
3 weeks, maybe? Is that roughly?
Less than that now, yeah.
I can't do math.
Yeah, but things are on pace?
Yeah, I think it's almost easier to do it with, like, canned music, but like they weren't lyrics with it, so you had to really get down your parts while listening to the songs. But I think once you get it down, it's pretty easy.
Just the instrumental tracks. It's up to you to do the rest. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. A lot of four-part harmonies?
It's usually just like mostly 3 characters at most, I think.
The bands in those eras a lot of times had just 3. When I think of the groups and look back, 3. Sometimes you've got 4, depending upon 4. I think of Motown, but not the Supremes. They only had 3. Marvelettes, I believe, were 3. It's got to be cool. What do you do if the old throat gets a little funky on you?
I usually just drink lots of water.
A funky throat would be a sore throat for those of you who don't know. Yeah, what's the trick to keeping the voice together? I know some of the people that I still work with, it's a lot of water sometimes. A magical throat lozenge, you ever use those things?
Well, usually when I go home, I just don't speak. So this is the most anyone usually ever hears me talk. So
that is so true. Oh, so true. Working here in radio, if I would suffer an allergy and it goes right to my voice, and I just lose it, and there's nothing the doctor can do, and I would always go in and waste money on a doctor's call, and then he would, well, it wasn't a waste. Okay, sorry, doc, but they would say, go home and shut up. Take 2 or 3 days and just ixnay. Don't talk to anybody. Of course, then what happens? Yeah, your wife gets home or your husband or whatever the case may be, and they start talking, and you have to respond, or so you think. That's when you need a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Gosh, how many plays have you been in through the years? And you a lot of experience?
I got my start back in Prairie Fire Theater, so that was like way back when I was before middle school even. So, and then I went through all of those musicals and all the high school musicals, and I've never had a lead part though for like musical wise. So singing in front of a lot of people has got me nervous, but yeah.
You'll be fine. How many people can fit into the Barn Theater? What's the packed house? Any idea? Anybody shout it out?
Ooh.
No guess.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Yeah. We'll research and get back to you on that. Yeah, fun stuff to think about. Yeah, your first. I know we asked Gabriel this question. Go back to your first time ever going on stage in front of some people, whether it's your classmates or half of the school for a production. What do you do first time ever?
Well, for Prairie Fire Theater, it was just like a little kid running up there and being like, "Hi, Mom," and just doing my little jig and then going off stage with all the other kids. So I don't really remember it too well.
Were you a dancer first or an actress first?
I think a dancer, kind of, like just the background choreography kind of stuff. And then eventually I maybe got a little bit more. I never really had lines, though, until after high school. So.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't do much for lines either. I was in some high school productions and got a lead in a one-act. And that went really great until I came out to do my here's how we deduct the mystery and the murder that we've solved. I come out to talk, and for some reason the guy backstage closed the curtain on me. I stood there and they opened it back up. Nobody knew the difference. I gave my thing. It was weird, really weird stuff.
Show must go on.
I think I've got a 4-year-old granddaughter who pretty much is center stage in her whole life so far. She was started as a dancer, those little kicks dance class things, and that's her start to it. And now she pretty much says, I should be on stage. I want to be an angel in the Christmas pageant, and she's not old enough to be one. She got up there anyway. Yeah, that's the premise of my question. How did you start? And you mentioned the dance part, so kind of correlates to what I'm watching with somebody about this high right now. little peanut, as we call her. Gosh, looking at my time here, we're going to have to put the wraps on pretty soon. I never got your last name, Kayla.
Watson.
And you're from Willmar here?
Yep, been here all my life.
All right, and most everybody, raise your hand, immediate Willmar area. Okay, not. I know Gabriel is. Well, not originally, right? You live here now?
I live here now, yeah.
Yeah. And it's Andrea over there. You're from?
Moved here from Grand Forks.
Grand Forks, all right. And let's go over here. Kirsten?
Oh, I moved here from Green Isle.
From Green Isle? Scenic downtown Green Isle. And right over here, Aubrey?
From Litchfield.
Litchfield area. So, kind of close. Interesting how everybody gets together. You just never know where people move in from and what's going on. Let's get Andrea back up here for a closing thought. Again, the dates of the performance at the Barn Theater are?
February 7th through the 10th and 14th through the 17th with a Sunday matinee.
Fun. And again, the name of the production, Suds?
Suds, a 1960s musical opera.
You're going to love this one. A laundromat opera. Looking forward to it. Admission, do you have that information? Where to get tickets, all that good stuff?
It's $20 for adults. You can buy tickets online or via the phone number for the Barn Theater.
And some people wonder, okay, where does my money go? Well, there's a lot of expense in putting on a show. None of you guys are taking home a paycheck, I'm guessing. You've got so many things to keep up, not to mention taxes and running the furnace when it's one above zero, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, very cool, Andrea. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for everybody coming in here. This has been more fun. I've been doing these shows now since last fall, probably, and in taking over for our recently retired news director, and it's been a blast for me. My first time at talking with anybody from the theater. We'll have to do this again, all right?
Okay.
Will be
absolutely.
fun.
Thanks for having us.
Barn Theater. Contact the Barn for more information on shows coming up in February, and of course shows that will happen throughout the course of a year. And tell you what, everything I've always heard about the Barn, you won't go away feeling disappointed. You get your bang for your buck, so to speak. So that is our Community Roundtable program. Al Sheldon there. We'll see you next Sunday.
You've been listening to Community Roundtable, a free public service brought to you on AM 1590 KDJS. If you're a member of a nonprofit organization and would like to be featured on the program, call the KDJS Newsline at 320-235-2900. That's 320-235-2900.